So for my first chord, it is in D major, and the notes are from bass to soprano: C sharp, G sharp, E sharp, and B natural. So in root position, this would be a C sharp major chord with a 7. So C sharp, E sharp, G sharp, B natural. And because it is a major minor 7 rather, the intervals would of course be a major third, a minor third, and another minor third. So with this, I know that it is a 5-7 of some kind, and because the C sharp is in the bass, it really is a 5-7 chord. So the next step is to find out what it is a 5-7 of. So to do that, we have to go either up a perfect fourth or down a perfect fifth from C sharp. So I'm going to choose to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. F sharp. F sharp is the key that we are pretending we're in. And in the key of D sharp, F sharp is the 3rd scale degree. So it will be a 5-7 over minor 3. And of course, the next chord will also be a minor 3 chord. So a minor 3 chord in the key of D major is F sharp, A, and C sharp. So I built this chord by, of course, first resolving our tendency tone, which in this case is B natural. And the B natural has to resolve down to the A. Next, I moved both the bass and tenor to the F sharp right here, like that. And finally, I moved the E sharp down to the C sharp below the staff. And there is my first chord. So my second chord is in the key of F minor, and is a 5-4-3 of 5. So first, I have to find out what the key of 5 would be. So in F minor, the 5th scale degree is a C. So I know that the 5 chord would be C, E natural, because we would raise the leading tone, and G natural. So that is our 5 chord. We'll get there a little later. Next is to find the 5 of 5. We have it written right here, actually, which is G. So in this, acting in the key of C major, we would have a G natural, a B natural, a D natural, and because it's a 4-3, it's a 7th chord, so we would also have an F natural. So to build the chord, we know that it has to be in 3rd inversion. So that means our D natural, rather, has to be in the bass. So I will put that right here. Above that, I'll put my G. Above the G, let's put the F there. And finally, we have the B natural. So now I'm going to just go back in and make sure all my accidentals are correct. I'm actually going to move the chord over a little bit. So we have the D here, and we're not going to forget our natural. The G, it's already good. The F is also good. And finally, the B has to be raised, B natural. For the next chord, to get to a C major chord, we've already identified that that is the 5th or the 5 chord rather, in the key of F minor, C, E, G. So our tendency tone here is F. We need to resolve that down. So our F here is going to become, I should write this in, that we're going to a 5. That was on me. Here, we're going to move our F down to our E natural. And again, it is raised in this case because it's the leading tone to F minor. Then I'm going to move my B natural, which again in this case, is the leading tone of the scale we're pretending to be in, just C minor. So that will go up to the C. And then I will move my B natural here. We'll resolve that, or D natural, sorry. We'll resolve that down to the C natural. And finally, we will keep the common tone of the G in the tenor. And there's my second chord. My third chord is in the key of E flat major. And again, for this one, we have to identify our notes. So we have a D natural that is, an A flat, an F natural, and a B natural. So, oops, I wrote a flat. B natural. So, again, in root position, this would be B natural, D, F, A flat. So, identifying our intervals here, B natural to a D natural is a minor third. D natural to F natural is a minor third. And F natural to A flat is also a minor third. So because we have all minor intervals here, we know that it is a fully diminished seventh chord and that it's actually a secondary leading tone, secondary function chord. So we'll write down our little 7, fully diminished, and it is in first inversion because the D is in the bass. So we'll write down our 6-5, and we don't know what it is of yet. To find that out, we're going to take the root, which in this case is B natural, and we will go up a half step, and that will be to C. So we know that the next chord here is going to be a C chord, so it'll have C, E flat, and G for that chord. And so yeah, we in the key of E flat, C is the 6th scale degree, so we'll write that down there. So we have 6 there. And because it is a major, we're in a major key rather, the following chord will also be a 6, and it will be a little 6. So I already have my notes written here. The C, E flat, G, that will be for the second chord. So now we have to go about resolving our chord. So in this first chord here, A flat is our tendency tone, so we're going to start with that, of course. And our A flat is going to resolve down to our G. And the other tendency tone in this chord is actually our B natural, because remember, we are acting as if we are in the key of C minor. And in that key, B natural is the leading tone. And especially because it's in the soprano, we are going to resolve that up to the C like that. And as for the other two notes, I'm going to resolve my F down to this E flat here, and my D down to my C. Now, doing this actually does create unequal fifths, so that is okay, as long as we mark it, which we just did. And that is my third chord. So, for the final chord, it is in C sharp minor, and the chord is I'm going to rewrite this for clarity. It is a 7, half diminished, 4-2, over 4. So we already know that our next chord is going to be a minor 4. That's actually where we have to start for this. So we have to look at our key, which is C sharp, and find what the 4th scale degree is. And in this case, it would be F sharp. So we are going to be acting as if we are in F sharp minor. I'm just going to fill in the other notes here to help me. So for our 4 chord, it will be F sharp, A, sharp, and we'll get back to that a little later. So now that we have what key we're pretending to be in for this secondary leading tone chord, we have to find our notes for that leading tone chord. So we're going to start here at the F sharp and go down a half step. Now normally that would be F sharp, but in this case it is actually E sharp, because we need to still go down a half step, but we can't have we have to have an E of some kind. So it's going to be an E sharp, and we know this is half diminished, so we can go ahead and build our chord off of that. So it'll be E sharp, G sharp, B natural, and D sharp is our seventh. All right, so now we have to build this first chord here. We know that the D sharp has to be in the bass because it is a 4-2. So I'll go ahead and add that. Let me fix that. Okay. Oh my gosh. So in the tenor, I'm going to add my B, the D sharp, the B. Then I will add the G sharp. And finally the E sharp up in the soprano with the accidental. So now it is time to resolve the fourth chord here. And we know that it is going to a 6. So we have F sharp, A, C sharp here that we need to resolve to. But our tendency tones, there are two of them again. We first have a D sharp here, and that is actually in our bass. So that has to resolve down no matter what to the C sharp, which means that this chord will actually be a 6-4 chord because of that. So we have that. The other tendency tone is our E sharp. Again, we are acting as if we are in the key of F sharp minor. So the E sharp has to resolve up to the F sharp, like that. And our last two notes here, the G sharp will resolve up to the A in the alto, and in the tenor, the B will resolve up to the C sharp. And there is the fourth